Have you ever looked around and wondered why some people just seem to attract wealth like it's easy, while others are grinding away and just can't seem to get ahead? Well, today, we're going to dive into a pretty radical idea. Your financial reality is basically just a mirror of what's going on inside your head. We're going to break down exactly how to reshape that inner world to completely transform your financial future.
You know that feeling, right? You set a big goal, you're excited about it, but then something inside just feels stuck. It's like you're driving with the emergency brake on. But what if the answer wasn't to just push harder on the gas? What if the real key was to change how you're seeing the road ahead in the first place?
All right, let's jump right in. This first idea is a total game changer, especially when it comes to motivation. It's all about this incredible link between the pictures you make in your mind and how you actually feel.
It's kind of like that old saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Well, the exact same thing applies to your thoughts. It's not just what you're thinking about that matters. It's how you're picturing it that gives it all of its emotional punch.
Now, there's a technical term for these characteristics, submodalities. I know, it sounds super complicated, but trust me, it's actually really simple. Just think of it like the remote control for the movie theater inside your brain. You can turn up the brightness, crank up the color, make the picture bigger or smaller, and when you do that, you literally change how you feel about it.
Okay, let's make this real. I want you to do this with me right now. Go ahead and think of a goal you're working on. Anything. Just get a really clear picture of it in your mind. You got it? Good.
Now let's play with this picture. First, do what you see on the left side here. Make that goal seem small, dim, maybe black and white, and push it way off into the distance. Notice how that feels. Kinda meh, right? Your motivation probably just took a nosedive. Okay, now, flip the switch. Do what's on the right. Make that image huge, super bright, full of vibrant color, and bring it right up close. Can you feel that difference? Wow, that's you, right now taking direct control of your own motivation.
And this right here perfectly explains what just happened inside your brain. A dim, distant goal feels, unimportant. It's hard to even get started. But a big, bright, close-up goal, that feels exciting, urgent, and compelling. You see, you didn't change the goal itself one bit. You just changed how you perceived it. That's the incredible power you have.
So let's take this amazing tool and apply it to the single most important picture that you hold in your mind, the picture of yourself. This, right here, is the master key to unlocking pretty much everything.
Okay, take a quick second and be really honest with yourself. On a scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is the highest possible value a human can have, what's your number? What is your fundamental worth as a person?
You know, if you answered somewhere around a 7, you are in very good company. That is by far the most common answer people give. And the logic kind of makes sense, right? It's like, well, I'm not perfect, nobody is, so I can't be a 10, but I'm a good person, so I'm better than a 5. Seems totally reasonable.
But here's the bombshell. Any answer other than a 10 is an illusion. It's a complete myth. The entire idea that your fundamental worth as a human being can even be rated on a scale is a trap we've all fallen into.
So where does this confusion come from? It's a simple mix-up between two totally different things, your identity and your role. Your role is what you do. It's your job, being a parent, being a friend. And yeah, your performance in those roles, that can go up and down. Some days you're an 8, some days you're a 4. But your identity, that's who you are, your core essence. Think about a newborn baby. What's their worth? It's a 10. Not because of what they don't do anything. It's a 10 simply because they exist, and you are no different. Your identity is, and always has been, a perfect 10.
Okay, so why does this distinction matter so much? Because your internal sense of identity acts like a thermostat for your life, and it sets a hard, invisible ceiling on how successful you're allowed to be.
Think about it. If on a deep, unconscious level, you believe you're a 7, your brain will work around the clock to make sure your results in life match that belief. If your success starts creeping up to an 8 or a 9, you'll find a way to mess it up, to self-sabotage, just to get back to that comfortable 7. And if things dip down to a 5 or 6, you'll hustle like crazy to get back up to your 7.
And this is what it looks like in real life. That internal 7 becomes a glass ceiling for your income, for your success, for your confidence, for everything. You literally cannot outperform your own self-image for very long. To break through, you have to turn up your internal thermostat.
So, how does this all plug into our money?
Well, our whole relationship with money gets tangled up in this psychological trap that our modern currency system creates. It's a trap that cuts the connection to our own deep internal value.
Let's go back in time, before cash. In a bartering world, value was deeply personal. If I wanted to trade you my services for yours, the whole deal depended on you believing in the value I was offering. It was all about a direct exchange of worth.
And here's the critical shift. Look at this. In a bartering system, your value is internal. If a trade fails, you have to look inward. But with currency, value becomes an external thing. Now, we can blame a lack of money, something outside of ourselves, instead of looking at our own beliefs about our value. We've basically outsourced our sense of self-worth to our bank account.
Okay, so that's the diagnosis. How do we fix it? How do we take back that internal sense of value and crank our thermostat up to a 10? We do it by literally rewriting our own inner script. And I've got 2 really powerful practical tools to help you do exactly that.
First up, we're going to reframe our emotions. So-called negative emotions aren't bad. They're just signals. That fear you feel about retirement, it isn't a weakness. It's just a message from your brain saying, hey, we need to make a plan. Once you listen to the message, create a plan, and start taking action, that fear turns into fuel.
Second, we have to shift our actual beliefs. Let's take a big one, like I'm not good enough. The first thing you do is challenge it. Ask yourself, is that true 100% of the time, in every single situation, for all of history? Of course not. It's just a belief, not a law of physics. Then you take it apart. You state what is true. You decide on a new, empowering belief, and then you start actively looking for evidence to prove your new belief right. You become a detective for your own success. You're consciously building a new reality.
So we end with this question. The real work isn't about trying to become a 10. It's about letting go of all the junk that's been telling you you're not one. It's about remembering and finally accepting that you already are a 10. So the only question left to answer is this. Once you truly know that your core identity is a perfect 10, what amazing roles are you finally going to let yourself play?